My name is Abbey and I own a CrossFit affiliate called CrossFit TWA. I have been with Geronimo for about 6 months now. I love it. I've always known, well, the value in coaching because I believe that coaches need coaches in all areas. So I was definitely looking for business coaches at the time of when I joined Geronimo. I have previously had business coaches before, which were great, but I didn't find that click. I found with Geronimo that I just clicked with a person who was talking to me about it and just really understood where my business was at and also understood the current times was like a huge thing for me because I think there are business coaches out there who are great, but they aren't with what is happening right now. And I really feel like Geronimo is like all up to date with AI, like what the market wants, what the market needs, social media, which is like such a huge thing. So that was a big thing for me, definitely. Was like, cool, these guys get it.
So rewind to that 6 months ago part then. Like, what were things like for you? So, like, what was the moment you realized you might have needed some extra help or you needed to change the program you might have been in? Give us a bit of a background to that.
To be honest, I wasn't like, oh, help me, like, I don't know what to do. I was in a position where I was like, my business was fine. Like, we were growing and then like plateauing and then growing and then plateauing, which I thought was kind of fine because I was like, we're doing well. Like, I have coaches, it's lots of fun, that sort of thing. But then when I got into Geronimo and like started auditing things, I was like, oh, we're doing, like, we could do so much better than what we are now. I was more like, okay, cool, like, we're doing fine. We're not growing rapidly, but I'm able to pay the bills and, like, I love my job and, the staff are happy. But I didn't really see that, like, 3-year plan, 5-year plan, like, of how to grow.
Yeah.
And I think I always, like, being a business owner, you work yourself into the ground every day. So I was doing that basically, and I was like,
And to
hustle.
work yourself into the ground, to bloody ground, and to just be fine isn't really what you want, is it?
100%. I was like, I'm a business owner. I need to work like fucking, 80-hour weeks. This is just what it is. Like, work, work, work. So I was putting my time and energy into like a lot of things that I probably shouldn't have. And then the biggest thing for me, like with Geronimo, is like stepping back and realizing that like how to be the CEO, how to be the owner, how to be the leader, and putting my energy into things that are going to grow my business rather than just keep it where it is at, for
Yeah.
sure.
That's sick. But, like, in saying all that awesome stuff, there must have been something you were hesitant about before you were joining. So, like, what was that? Like, what did you have to answer for yourself around that hesitation? And then what happened when you took that action?
Yeah, I think the hesitation was the investment, of course, of money and investing in business coaching and thinking like, especially where you're not like a really, really rich studio, it's like, I hope this is going to be worth it. But immediately, once I did the sale a day system, I started getting more leads. I started converting those leads and just really understanding the process. And I've made back what I have spent on Geronimo. So, it's an investment that you don't really need to weigh up. Like, if you're going to put effort into it, then you're going to make it back straight away.
I think that's the biggest part, though. Like, you got to put effort into it. Like, you do need to realize that, it's not just a done for you system. You got to put some sweat equity into it, right?
Yeah, and I think as a business owner, you should want to do it and want to learn because that's why we're in it. So, it's not like you guys are just doing it for us. You're actually teaching us how to do it, which is, yeah,
And way more valuable, right?
yeah, 100%, because then we can teach our staff and scale and all that kind of stuff.
What are some of the biggest things you've installed that have made the biggest difference so far? And, like, where were you and where's that taken you to?
I think, first of all, would be having goals,
Yeah.
but like specific goals, like, how many members I want by this date.
Yeah.
What kind of revenue does my business want to be making by this date? What kind of team do I want by this time?
Yeah.
Rather than just having these goals and ideas that you're hoping to get to, it's like putting a deadline on things and being like, this has got to happen. And something I said to my team the other day is like, I am running this like a business because if we are not growing, we are dying. So, just really being strict with those metrics and all that kind of stuff.
Plus, then they're not growing either, right? So they can't get any more.
100%. And you owe it to your members, you owe it to your staff to be the business owner and invest in these sort of things.
Yeah, sick. What else? Like in terms of like, have you
Um,
seen revenue growth? Like, what about like lead flow? Like, what do those changes look like?
yeah, like definitely lead flow and understanding how to get leads and convert leads and all that kind of stuff. Like I just used organic growth. I've never done ads ever. At first, the ads were overwhelming, but you just got to stick at it. And once you learn it, like now I know it.
Yeah,
And, it's such a good skill to have. And now I can hopefully outsource that to someone else as well. But yeah, I had never done ads before. I was just getting people through website and like Instagram and kind of just hoping that inquiries would come through. I didn't realize there was a process of like you can
sourcing.
go out there and get them. Yeah. Like I was like, oh, hopefully they come across us and hopefully an inquiry comes through.
Post this really sick reel, and hopefully someone wants to come in.
Fully. Yeah, there's definitely a process and ads definitely work and learning that is a must
Yeah, for sure.
in fitness business now.
Yeah, and obviously, like I said, you don't have to talk about revenue numbers and stuff, but have you seen a growth? Like, what's that look like?
Yeah, I have seen a growth. I've definitely seen a growth in my leads, in my conversion of converting my leads to members or leads to like a trial pack.
Yeah,
And then my revenue has increased every single month since I've been with Geronimo.
that's sick.
Yeah.
Because I'm in your Slack channel now. Like, I just saw Sophie dropped in your numbers feedback, and like you were saying, every sale you've made has been over the phone, so that's a skill you've learned too.
Yeah, I always used to run down to the gym and meet people in person, which is so good. And so, like, I do love that. And I will always still have a phone consultation before people come into the gym. But Doza rang me one day and roasted the fuck out of me on the phone because I didn't follow the sales script. And ever since I have not have to run down to the studio, I have been on the phone doing consultations and selling onboarding packs to those people. It's great. It's fine because it gives me more time to focus on what I need to focus on rather than driving back and forth from the gym trying to meet people. You can do it over the phone, which I've learned.
That's sick. And
Yeah.
so, what's some of the unexpected benefits of being part of $1 Million Studio? Stuff that like wasn't on the tin, but you've got from it.
The accountability.
Yeah,
Definitely, like hearing about the non-negotiables, so things that you should be doing every single day. You think that you're doing these things, or you go, oh, yep, I'm going to do these things, but hearing it like from you guys and hearing it from other studio owners about how they implement their non-negotiables and how this works for them, and just hearing that over and over again really does remind you and help you. And I guess that's something that has definitely been a big thing for me, is not thinking of different things every single week, every single day, like all these ideas, like just really sticking to the basics of the non-negotiables, daily standards every day.
I love that. That's sick. All right, last one for you then, Abs. If you could go back and give some advice to your past self, what would that be? And then what is next for you and CrossFit TWA?
If I could go back, I definitely wish that I found Geronimo when I first opened the gym. So I do wish that I found you guys 2 years ago, but I'm so grateful that I'm also only 2 years in and I have found you guys before. Potentially for other business owners, they find their business coach when it's nearly too late. So, people think they can't afford it or something like that. But really, when you can't afford it, that's the time to get it. Yeah, well, CrossFit TWA, I definitely feels like it's only the beginning with these big goals. I'm really trying to step into CEO leader role for my team and for the business and make sure that we aren't just another fitness business who doesn't last. I want this to be a lifelong thing for my members, myself, my team, my staff, everything. We want to grow our membership base to one day 300. That is the goal. Yep. So, that's not just for me. I see that as like more opportunity for my members, that I can provide to them more cool things, more opportunity for my staff, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And also building a dream team. So building a team that really work together, love what they do, and can get a lot out of their job at TWA.
Love it. That's fucking sick. Thank you, Abs.
No worries.